Hello and welcome to Family Matters. Thank you for joining us. On this show, we discuss various issues that affect family members and individuals. And today, we are looking at how to provide quality time for your children. To help me discuss this issue, I have Liz and Mike. Welcome.
Thank you.
I think to start off with Mike, let's first define from the very beginning, or Liz, what is quality time?
Quality time, Sunny, is a deliberate intention that is done by an individual with an aim to bring about development between parent and child relationship, which is having an intention of bring about bonding, oneness, and to be able to see them go through a duration of a lifetime with that happiness, where they say we are a happy father and mother, a happy mother and father, or parents and their children.
Right. I know that all the topics that we discuss on this show are always deliberately chosen. So, what made you decide on this particular topic?
You know, when you look around, we are living in such a very busy world. It's a world that has now found its ways of taking parents away from their children and children away from their parents. And if you do not intentionally decide to be together and to do the right things that bring you into bonding, you may never have that opportunity. So we are deliberately talking about it so that we bring about awareness to the people out there that
Right.
they have to intend, they have to deliberately decide to bring quality time between them and their children and be able to cause a bonding and socialization that then leads this child to become the person they are going to be proud of, or the person the child is going to be proud of because of the quality time the parents would have put into developing him or her.
Right. Mike, for you, why is this topic important for you?
For me, like she's saying, there's this widening gap that keeps getting wider and wider all the time. And we are losing that which we used to call family.
Right.
So for me, we need to bring back family to the family. We
Right.
need to be family again.
I think the next one is going to be it's almost an obvious kind of question, but I must ask it though. Does it mean that if say I have children and I'm a stay at home mom, does that automatically mean that I provide time for my children by virtue of me just being at home?
Right. You remember Liz talking about the definition for
Yes.
quality time. The key word there is interaction.
Right.
Interaction that brings about bonding and develops a relationship. So you can actually have 8 hours at home, or you can actually be there as a parent the whole day and the children are there and still fail to interact. You may be there stuck to your own things and the children are stuck to their own things, despite of the fact that you have got all this world of time available to you.
Right.
So being at home does not necessarily mean you are interacting, although you have an advantage over the one who has gone to work.
Right. Liz, your thoughts?
Actually, that is very true. Many times, those that are at home may fail to give proper and good, productive, meaningful interaction to their children than some parent who work out there. Because the moment the parent who works out there and they come inside, sometimes they may want to compensate for the time they've not been with the child.
Right.
Hence, they'll be able to come closer to the child, cuddle the child, and talk about things that may have happened during the day,
Right.
which the person who is at home, the father or the mother, they may keep themselves busy, very busy, because there's no one who is telling them to say, sit down and rest.
Right.
There's no tea break. There's no lunch time. There's no supper time. Every time is work time. Hence, quality time can be stolen because you are hectically busy doing whatever is at home
Right.
than a working person who has schedules of from this time I break, I go home and whatever.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that being at home.
And I
you
know
provide
sometimes they may
quality time.
not necessarily even be busy doing anything. I know sometimes you have a parent in their bedroom doing
Mhm.
something, the
Yeah.
child is on their own watching television, and there's no any interaction between the two
Yeah.
of them. So
Yes.
that's possible. It's true.
Yes, I want to come back again to our definition.
Mm.
I like the idea where she brought out the idea of intentionality.
Right.
If intentionality is not there, interaction may not take place. We have to intentionally interact for it to happen. So I like the idea of a working parent comes. They know they've missed this child the whole day. So the first thing is, where is my daughter? Where is my boy? And so forth. They pick them, and even if it takes 5 or 6 minutes, are you getting the point of, wow, we have met again after a whole day of separation? That can amount to quality time.
Right. So, what does it take then, after we've discussed all of this, to provide quality time for children? The keyword there being quality. What does one have to do this?
I think one of the things you first of all need to do is to know, what do you mean by quality? Like we have explained, as a parent now, I want to provide quality. What are you, in your own terms, describing as quality? Such that you may only need a few minutes, maybe 15 minutes, where you sit down and you are interacting with your child. When you are talking things that can help this child bond with you, and you are doing activities that make your child bond with you, it only takes just some few minutes. And remember, we also need to consider age groups of your children, because they are attention spans that differ from age to age. You want to spend 1 hour with a little baby thinking you are bonding with that baby. It may not make sense, because their span is very small and they internalize things according to a very, very short span. But you come to a teenager who wants to understand things, you need to also give more time to that. And then you come even to your married adult child, you also need to have time that is significant to be able to say we are spending time that brings about bonding.
I like what you're saying about the married adult child, because sometimes the thing is, once they leave the house, then they say, no, it's fine, you live your life, I live mine as well. So that's a very important point. Mike, anything else?
Yes, I'd like to say that quality time can take place even if we are separated by oceans.
Okay.
You may be having children in America and you are on the African soil. Can you imagine receiving a WhatsApp message, a great good morning, Daddy, how are you doing, missing you, and stuff like that. I think, to me, that can provide another opportunity
Of
for
quality time.
Yeah, so quality time or interaction can both happen on the virtual world, at the virtual world, and also at the physical world.
Right.
Yes, it's not limited to just a physical interaction. We can also enjoy it technologically.
I know that with what I do with my dad is to actually intentionally
Yes,
have Skype calls
exactly.
at least once in a while, to just check on how we're
Yeah,
doing, and we have
exactly.
time for that. So you have to make time
Yes.
if you're not in the same space or in the same place that you live in. Elizabeth?
I think the other way is just not to formalize every interaction. Let it be as natural as possible, where you can just be laughing over nothing. But in that laughing, you are bringing in values that you may want your child to know. You are training them, your culture, your tribe. How does it generate? Who are you? You are letting your children know their tree, family life tree, because you are chatting and you are passing down that information in a manner that is so friendly, that makes the child understand, and they ask questions in a jocular manner. And yet you are really intentionally training them to know who they are, where are they coming from, and how did they come into existence, and what is it that matter within their tribe or within their nucleus family. And you do it in such a manner that the children don't feel like, it's boring, but they look forward to hear such type of talks in a more general but friendly manner.
You know, that talk that you're talking about now, actually, that you're mentioning, is something that's very important. And I realize now, as I grow older, there's always a need to want to know, but what's my background
Yeah.
exactly? Where am I from? Now, imagine if you discuss these things as the
Yeah.
child is still growing. By the time they're old, they don't ask those questions anymore. Mike?
One thing that can also improve on interaction is to create playtime.
Right.
Playtime. I play with my granddaughter. Each time I come into the house around 5 in the evening, she goes pick the ball and say, Granny, let's play ball and stuff like that. You just need to find time to just play. And it doesn't matter what age of children you have, create a playtime and invest in play.
How about now somebody's watching and thinking, by the time I come back from work, I am tired. how do I do that? What time do I play ball with the child because they've been swamped all day from 8 to 5?
Yeah.
How do you encourage them then to to find?
Let me put it in reverse order. How about going to work tired because you've been playing with your children?
That's a different way of looking at it.
Yes, yes. Why only get tired when you come home? Why not get tired when you are going to work because you have been spending time with your family?
Okay.
But look, Sunny, I've just said it's
Mm.
not about the time which is so long.
Quantity. It's about quality.
It's about quality.
Mhm.
What is it that you are doing within those few minutes? What interaction are you trying to achieve?
Right.
So it is not about being there for 20 hours or for 10 hours. The few minutes you chat and then you let your child know, daddy or mommy is tired, baby. Can we have cuddles? And you go and sleep.
Mm.
And they say, oh, okay, daddy, can you just give me a story like he's talking about bedtime
Yes.
stories? You do that and you go and relax and rest.
Yes.
But the child looks forward to mom or dad coming from work because they know I'm going to have some few minutes with my dad.
Right.
Yes.
Mike, any other details?
Yes. Added to that, I think is the whole question of laughter. Let's invest in play. Let's invest in laughter, and just watching. We're talking. Sometimes people talk of TV as an interruption to family interaction, but sometimes when you are watching a movie or a comedy that induces laughter and you are giving each other high fives because you can't believe what this guy on television is doing, that too is quality time.
Yes.
Yes, invest in laughter, and laughter is medicine to a sorrowful heart.
True.
Yes.
Do you know the other thing?
Mm.
Actually, the Bible says, train up a child
Mm.
in the way they should grow, so that when they are old,
won't
they will
depart.
not depart from it. This is the time where you need to also spend time, maybe in the kitchen or in the garden with your children. Show them how to do some survival skills. Don't just say because we have a maid and the maid is going to do it, and the children can't even make their own bed.
Right.
You can play around your child's bed and show them, baby, come and show you how to make a bed
Exactly.
nicely.
Yes.
And then you make a bed and you say, it's your turn now. Can you do it?
Yes.
And they learn from you. You are teaching them survival skills while they are at home. Believe you, Miss Anelisi, you come to a situation where there is a married lady who does not know how to cook pap, which is made out of hot water and mealie meal.
Yes.
No one was there to teach them.
Yeah.
And because mom and dad are too busy, the maid was always asked, can you please do this for them?
Mm.
And hence they were disabling their own child.
Mm.
So I am saying here, quality time involves teaching and training those survival skills while you have few minutes to put together to have time with your children.
I know that some primary schools in some parts of the world now have actually a subject called life skills.
Yeah.
And the parents now say, no, because the school is teaching them, I don't need to spend time teaching them how to cook, how to survive in life. And yet that's not the case.
No way.
But I think we'll pick up more on this topic after the break because our time is running just a bit. But please don't go away. We'll be right back after these short messages. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Family Matters. And today we are discussing how to provide quality time for your children. Mike, we're still giving tips before the break of how parents can achieve this. Anything else?
My other take is that we need to reduce being judgmental, negative criticism when we are together, because this kills the desire to interact and pushes people away from each other. So if we can invest in being positive with one another, look at the brighter side of life. I'm not saying we should not address issues, but being nagging and being judgmental all the time tend to, push people away from you
Right.
or push people away from each other. Yes.
You also want to know that this world is full of abuses that are going around. And many times you'll find, as a parent, you may not even know that your child is being abused. And if they are being abused, they don't even know how to come and approach you. So you can spend quality time empowering your child to speak out when such abuses happen and to help them to know what is it that you are saying it's an abuse. A child may not understand, but if you say, you know what, baby, if someone touches your breasts, if someone touches your private parts, please let us know. Speak about it and we'll be there to help you. Because no one should touch those parts. The child will get to know that, okay, mom and dad have said this, and they encode it and they internalize it. And when anything bad happens along those lines, a child is able to speak. And that is quality time that parents can provide rather than just leaving it to the schools and the teachers to do it outside there.
Actually, what you're saying is very important because sometimes you find that the children's friends are the ones who end up knowing about these issues because they have a
Yes.
language that's common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't know how to approach their own parents
Yeah.
to say,
Yeah.
Mom, Dad, this happened to me today. So
Yeah.
it's very important what you're saying.
Mhm.
Mike?
Yes. Again, quality time has to do with communication. And communication should be dual communication or reciprocal communication, where somebody speaks, the other listens, and the other person also speaks and the other person listens. But sometimes we've discovered that parents only communicate when they're the ones who are giving orders, they're giving instructions, they are sending people on errands and what have you. But little do we also appreciate the fact that we need to take time to listen to these little kids. They may be saying a lot of sweet nothing, but it's important for a child to know when I speak, my parents listen. It is when we invest to listening that we get to understand the world of children and what role we can play in that world. But if you think like children are just small and they don't know anything and they're just there to be told, at that point we kill quality time.
You know, Liz, as Mike is talking, I'm just thinking there may be somebody at home now sitting and thinking, that's how I grew up. We just
Yeah.
grew up being told, go and wash the car, go and do this, bring me water.
Mhm.
Did you pray? Go
Yeah.
and sleep. And
Yeah.
I grew up just fine. Look at me, I turned out just fine. And
Yeah.
that's how I'll bring up my children. What
Yeah.
advice do you have for someone like that?
I think it's true, such scenarios are there. But two wrongs never make a right.
Yes.
The fact that we are discussing, we are saying someone might have done it wrongly, but then you need to change. You must make an intention to say, people are talking about it, just downloading is not good for anyone. You wouldn't want anyone to download on you. So why not take a step and say, okay, I'll have to start again.
Right.
Because there's always a beginning in everything.
Mhm.
As long as you are willing to learn, you will be developmental. But if you want to stick to the past, then the past will tie you down and you continue in circles doing the wrong things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any other tips as well that you want to share?
I think the other thing is have a to-do list. Successful people, they schedule their ways of doing things. So in your to-do list, deliberately include your children there. Have a slot. It may not be like it must be 8 o'clock every time because circumstances may not fit. But make sure every day you have some time spent, put aside to do something with your children. It may be taking them out, if it's a day that you can take them out. It may be just sitting down and watch TV, like Mike has said. A to-do list will guide you not to forget.
Right.
And check it. You know, I will tell you something. Some people may do these things and put the to-do list in the phone. And when the phone rings to say something to do, they switch it off.
Yeah.
It's like someone who has a torch and walking in the dark, and the torch is in the box. You grope in the darkness here, yet you are supposed to just light in your
The
torch
and then you can see
and
where you're going.
see where you are going.
Yeah.
So let your to-do list be like your torch, which can show that there's a ditch there and you avoid it.
Right.
Yes.
You know what you're saying about slotting children? There's a story I read somewhere. I don't know if it's true, but it's a good story anyways.
Yeah.
About a child whose father came back home one day from work and they asked him, Dad, how much you earn in a week, because in some places they earn in a week or in
Yes,
2 weeks
yes,
and
yes.
so forth. So the dad told him X amount. So during that week, the child spent time going to do chores and around to raise that kind of money. When the dad came home in the evening after a week, he says, "Dad, here's X amount." The dad says, "What is it for?" So he says, "No, just so you can spend time with me. You don't have to
Yeah.
go to work this
Yeah.
week. So I'm paying you whatever they give you,
Yeah.
then you can spend some time with me." So
Yeah.
it just shows how sometimes the children, they yearn to spend time with their parents, and yet the time is just not made.
Yeah.
Mike?
We also want to give a little caution.
Mm.
Yes, because we can go to other extremes
Yes.
where we become so child obsessed
Mm-hmm.
and thinking that all the time that is available is meant for
Children.
children
Mm-hmm.
or for the child. So we need to advise that you need to do less, and when you do less, do it qualitatively.
Right.
Sometimes we want to do a lot of things, and yet at the same time we don't seem to achieve the quality that you are looking for. And yet if we did few things and do them qualitatively, we get the results that we are looking for. So don't be so obsessed. Don't feel guilty that you are doing less. Do whatever it is you are doing it, do it less and do it better.
Right.
Yes.
Liz, I want you to touch on the issue of spending time with children at the school. How can you put some time in to just go and see how things are going, if they're doing okay, if there's anything that they need at the school with their teachers?
You know, that's one other very important aspect, because children love to introduce their parents to their teachers or even to their school friends. So I think one parent can decide it's a birthday for this child, and you can go with a cake and say, "I've brought Peter's cake in their class." And the boy looks at the father, he says, "That's my dad.
Yes.
He has brought some cake for me." And when you do that, you are also able to then draw the teacher aside. And the teacher says, "Thank you for bringing Peter's cake." And then says, "By the way, I just want to find out, how is Peter doing? Is there any area that I can also assist, so that there's this teacher, parent, and child relationship?"
Right.
And by so doing, you are actually investing quality time such that the child will not dispute your instructions. Because guess what? There are children, when they are told what to do, how to do their homework by the parent at home, they will say, "No, no, 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 no. My teacher
Told me.
says this."
Yes.
So if they see you interacting with their teacher, they will know that mom and dad and the teacher, they all want me to become a better someone in class.
Yes.
And they will take your instructions very well.
Yes. Mike, anything else that you want to add on the issue?
Yes. If we want to give quality to children,
Mm-hmm.
why not go back in memory to the time that you were a child yourself and pick what your parents did to you positively that you think you can also do to your own children. I remember back then in the 60s, when I was very young then, my mother would take me, put me on her lap and say, "Hi, sonny boy, how was your day?" And she would look me straight into the eye, looking at my mother's eyeballs and seeing how genuine and innocent this lady is, cuddling me, hugging me, and taking time to say, "How was your day?" I think we don't need to let our children miss our hugs. They don't have to miss our intimate embrace. Are you getting? I'm not talking of the intimacy between husband
Of
and wife,
course.
but there's this close where you can feel the heartbeat of your mother, of your father. It's very, very important. Eye contact and the touch is what children are looking
Yeah.
You know, as you're talking, it's like you can see your mother right in front of you. This
Yes,
shows
yes.
how positive
Yeah.
Yes.
the impact it had in your life.
for. Exactly.
Now, I want to find out something. You'll have somebody who's perhaps now thinking, "Hey, I've lost time and I've wasted time. My child is now grown. They've left home. I've lost connection.
Mhm.
And how do I fix this situation?" Liz?
That is a very true situation, and it can be very depressing. But guess what? There's always a beginning. You can start all over. An approach that is positive can bring about unity.
Mm.
It can win the child who might have felt like, "I'm not loved." You can actually start by just calling them. Say, "Hi, son. I'm just thinking of you. How are you doing?" And this boy may say, They may not say anything, but because they are not seeing them,
Yeah.
they may portray a frown to say, what does he want?
Or since when?
Since when?
Yeah.
And then we say, I'm thinking it's been long before we met. Is it possible that we just come and just have a chat over a cup of tea? And the boy say, but Daddy, I am very busy, because they are not bonded to you. And they'll say, that's okay. Next time, don't push it, but continuously go, stretch your hand to show that you want to start something. They will then come to realize that I don't think he wants my money or something.
Yeah.
He just wants to have some time with me, and they will come
That's
around.
all.
Yeah.
Yes. Mike?
Go back to the Bible.
Mm.
In the book of Luke. In the book of Luke is a parable of the prodigal son. The guy left home against the wish of the parents, but he left hoping all was going to be well wherever he went. But when things got worse over there, and he sits down and says, what does my future hold? Where do I go from here? But then he remembered, man, home is best. I'm going to my father, and I'll be able to tell my father that I messed up, Daddy. Forgive me, and I messed up against God, and I hope God is going to forgive me. He stood up and took the courage to go and reconnect with his father. To his great amazement, the father also was ready for him, and
Yes.
the old man ran and embraced this man. Whether it is a father or a mother, or whether it is a son or a daughter, whoever it is, take the initiative to go back home and make things. You can reconnect. This whole presentation that we have had is not so much about families that are doing well. The major focus is, even if you are doing it wrong, you can do it right again. Reconnect as a family. Things can improve. You can actually interact much, much better after a
Yes.
disappointing past.
Yes, because you catch
Yes.
up much better and you want to reconnect with a strong passion so
Yes.
things work out. Thank you so much, Liz and Mike, for sharing. I'm sure that somebody at home has learned something. But again, time is never ever on our side. But I'm sure that next time we'll be able to catch up on some of these topics. We've come to the end of our program, and I do hope that you are blessed by one or two things we spoke about today. If you have any questions or views, please contact Liz and Mike. Use the details on the screen right now, and they'll get back to you as soon as possible. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.